A lot dropped at the 2018 LA Auto Show. Let me show you around. Let's start with the most significant. Of the top 5, most of them are icons. That word is overused, but not for this car. The 8th generation 2020 Porsche 911 is evolutionary, as one would expect. Slightly heavier because of more standard equipment and larger wheels. A new technology called Wet Mode senses damp pavement and alerts the driver to activate the setting to keep the car more secure during drizzly driving. I'm sure Armie Hammer appreciates that and the new interior with its large touchscreen interface. Another icon? Take a Jeep Wrangler, give it a pickup bed, and you have the Gladiator. It's a money printing machine with a perfect name since it should slay in the marketplace. The buzz was huge at the show about this vehicle. There are endless ways to configure it with lots of aftermarket gear. It's a rolling Swiss Army knife with clever features like this speaker that detaches to be a portable Bluetooth unit. And really, it's the only convertible pickup you can buy these days. In its 8 years in the market, the Kia Soul is arguably attaining icon status, and not just for hamsters. Generation 3 has 3 things going for it. A new GT line with an available 201 horsepower 1.6-liter turbo engine. The new X line gets rugged trim that gives Soul more of a crossover look, but sadly, no all-wheel drive. Yet. And finally, a new fully electric version that has a 201 horsepower motor offering 291 pound-feet of torque. I'll estimate the 64 kilowatt-hour battery delivers around 230 miles of range. The EV in this great color will only be available in a limited number of states. Lincoln unveiled the new Aviator, and it is a beautiful machine. With the adjustable AirGlide air suspension, it lowers the Aviator for easy entry and exit and improves aerodynamics at speed. The interior is exceptionally rich. Warning tones were recorded using the Detroit Symphony. The Grand Touring model, a plug-in hybrid, should have some 30 miles of all-electric range with 450 horsepower and over 600 pound-feet of torque. It will not be slow. Porsche had Armie Hammer. Audi used Robert Downey Jr. to launch the new all-electric e-tron GT. While this is a concept that was nearly impossible to see because of the huge crowd, expect it to look very much like this when it arrives in 2020. It uses the same platform as the Porsche Taycan, so range should be in the 250-mile ballpark. Audi says this design language is the future of the brand, and that's not a bad thing. And really, does Audi need a Hollywood star to promote the e-tron GT? It looks like it will sell itself. Before I touch on EVs, check this out. What are they doing with that Outback? You see everything at the LA Auto Show. All right, back to electrification. Everybody seems to have something, including Subaru. As long as I'm standing by it, Subaru showed off its first plug-in, the Crosstrek Hybrid. With the battery under the cargo area, the all-electric range is said to be about 17 miles. While it uses the hybrid system from partner Toyota, it still uses the flat Boxer engine. Like many EVs, it's not available in all states. Check with your Subaru dealer or just ask any dog. Subaru had a number of them on hand for adoption at the show. One of the most interesting companies on hand was Michigan-based Rivian. It bought an old Mitsubishi plant in Normal, Illinois to make electric SUVs and pickups. Fingers crossed that this startup makes it. The machines on hand had great fit and finish and a very elegant look. Some might think they don't look rugged enough. Range is said to be over 400 miles. With a quad motor system, the company claims 0 to 60 times in 3 seconds and a weighting depth of 3 feet. Something F-150 and Silverado don't get? A frunk. Hyundai brought the Kona EV and the Nexo, which is only available in California because it's a hydrogen fuel cell car. Volkswagen continues to show off its ID Buzz that will arrive in a few years, decked out in delivery van livery. By the way, this is not a small vehicle like the original microbus. Those in the Pacific Northwest no longer need to agonize over choosing between a Subaru and a Prius, since Toyota showed off the all-wheel drive version of its iconic hybrid. The styling has been tweaked as well. Not only did Toyota show off its new sedan version of the Corolla, it announced there will be a hybrid version as well. My guess is you won't have to deal with all these graphics, it's just for the show. And as long as we're on sedans, Mazda dropped the new Mazda 3. No, it's not electric, but so few sedans have appeared, I have to wedge this in somewhere. I can tell you that the hatchback looks great in person. The back end seems to photograph big for some reason. With almost no distinct defining lines, this is a very elegant looking car, especially in Soul Red crystal paint. It can be had with all-wheel drive too. Let's check in with those guys over by the Outback. As long as they're having a good time. Concepts. There were a lot of great concepts here. These shows are good for dreaming. Let's start with the Infiniti Concept 10, an all-electric single-seat speedster. Go speed racer go, right? Here's the exact opposite, the boxy TJ Cruiser. Toyota has shown a lot of concepts that haven't made it to production. This one, that looks like the spawn of the original Scion XB and a Honda Element, looks terrific in person. Very crisp, very clean, and completely lacking the busy lines that many Toyota products have. This one should be built. If Batman had a limo, it would look like the Carlman King, the winner in the most facets contest. Underneath the bulletproof skin is a Ford F550 commercial truck and a V10 engine. The interior is amazing. Apparently, the company plans on only making 9 of them. The Hyundai Le Feu Rouge, which is French for common thread, is quite the uncommon sight. It would be great if the next Sonata looked like this, though getting out of this low-slung machine would be difficult. Really though, I could stay in this interior for a long time and not get tired of it. This is not a spaceship, it's the Icona Nucleus. It's autonomous and has a fuel cell electric powertrain. Perhaps the best thing about it is you get gull-wing doors and sliders, so you don't have to choose between the two. Mitsubishi's e-Evolution concept is an electric crossover that uses a triple-motor all-wheel drive system. That's a single motor to drive the front wheels and 2 in back for torque vectoring. That is, if it ever gets produced. And then there's this, the BMW Vision INEX. Hard to know where to start with this car. It's electric, seats 4, and looks like a mid-century modern home doing LSD. Interesting how the grille and the greenhouse have the same theme. Drawing a circle on the seat here turns the audio system up and down. It's avant-garde and very well dusted. Talk about high concept, Volvo didn't even bring a car for press day, just this. There was a virtual reality simulator though, and apparently in the future, the roads are very, very smooth. Crossovers and SUVs are huge, even the smaller ones. Honda revived a name from the past, Passport. Built on the same architecture as the Pilot, it's smaller with just 2 rows, and it's designed to offer more performance and off-road capability with its 280-horse V6 engine. Meant to go up against Edge, Santa Fe, and Grand Cherokee, Honda has every crossover segment covered now. Hyundai's new 3-row crossover is the Palisade, and it's clear the company is serious about gaining ground in this segment. It has some interesting design flourishes to catch the eye, and a nicely trimmed interior that will appeal to many, not just soccer moms. Overall, it has a very upscale look. The biggest SUV the brand has ever made, it's available in front and all-wheel drive, powered by a 3.8-liter V6 using the Atkinson cycle. The new 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLE has grown a bit, which is good because now a small third row can be had to make it a 7-seater. The 350 gets a 2-liter turbocharged 4 that makes 255 horsepower. The 450 has a 3-liter turbocharged 6 with a 48-volt mild hybrid system good for 362 horses. The transmission is a 9-speed automatic. The ambiance is pure luxury. Here's a big boy, the BMW X7. How big? The company proudly claims it's the biggest BMW ever. Standard air suspension offers comfort and adjustable height for loading because, again, it's big. It's also very luxurious. All-wheel drive is standard. The V8-powered xDrive 50i model delivers 456 horsepower. It starts at around 93 grand. Car culture is huge in Los Angeles, so it's no surprise that status is very well represented. Mercedes-Benz had a lot going on with the new AMG GTR Pro. If the GTR model wasn't track-focused enough for you, this is your ride. The 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine makes 577 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. Top speed is 198 miles per hour, but not in congested LA traffic. There's also the new G-Wagon that is all new after decades on the same architecture. Everything about it looks better, especially the interior. In addition to the X7, BMW had loads of stuff on hand. This is the first look many people will get at the all-new 3 Series, the car that defined this brand. Then there was the new Z4, which would be great for a romp in the hills above Malibu. One of my favorite BMW classics is the 8 Series, and that is back in both coupe and convertible bodies. Both get a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 with a not insignificant 523 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. The transmission is an 8-speed automatic. The big takeaway at this year's show, all of the manufacturers were on their A-game. There was very, very good product this year. In the end, that's good for us, huh? Let's check back with those guys at the Subaru. Yeah, still at it. Good for you guys. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk. The car show is also a great time to catch up with people like this.
That's right. My main man here, Tom, who's probably, Tom, I'm not just saying that, but this guy does the most professional reviews in the entire automotive world. If you want really great,
stop.
Get this guy. Go to his channel.
No,
yes,
go to this guy's channel.
This guy.
But you already go to this guy's channel.
All of the channels.
No,
yes.
We're just screwing around. He's actually doing the work. It's true.
Get
it's true.
out of here.